Hello, world, and welcome to Shaw Planet for October 11th, 2022. Did you miss me last week? I missed you last week. Some of you can still hear it in my voice right now, but I was recovering off of a really nasty bug. It was my first time being sick in 4 years. And yes, my family's tired of me hearing about that. And I have a couple of things that I thank for that. Mostly, I think turmeric for that. I've been taking turmeric supplements, and they let me down this time. But yeah, I guess if I'm going to get sick once every 4 years, I guess that's not a horrible thing too. So thank you again for those of you who reached out to me to ask what was going on. Why did I miss last week? It was really it, and I figured you didn't want to hear me. You didn't want to hear my Elmer Fudd involuntary accent. So thank you again for joining us this morning. For those of you who have been following us yet, or those of you who have been following us online, you know how I feel about the markets. And specifically, I do believe that the market should reward us, and I do believe that we want to be disciplined. But Jamie Dimon, the CEO of Chase Bank, basically had some really choice words yesterday. And I don't know that he's necessarily wrong. Basically said these are very, very serious things. And they're likely to put the U.S. in some kind of recession 6 to 9 months ago. What was Mr. Dimon talking about? Well, thank you, Mr. Dimon. They are very serious things. But what exactly is he talking about? His warning yesterday was for the US economy and for the global economy. And basically, what he's predicting is this recession. And he's saying it should arrive, or it could arrive, by the middle of 2023. I'm going to talk about what it is. Now, it's important to know this stuff, but I think more important, and you know this about me at this point, is what do we do about that? What can we do about that? Or what should we know about that? Now, why is Jamie Dimon predicting this recession? He's pointing to things like runaway inflation, these rising interest rates. The Fed in the US is doing this quantitative tightening thing. And then we got this thing going on with Russia and the Ukraine. Not to mention, there's things that we don't even know about that could probably be happening. So yes, Mr. Dimon, I agree with you. There's probably something that's going to be happening at some point in the near future. He actually said that the S&P 500, and I'm going to talk about the S&P 500 in a second, it could fall by easily another 20%. Like, mind you, we're already down about 20%. And he said the next 20% will be a lot more painful than the first 20%. Now, I get it. And a recession absolutely could be something that's on the horizon. And then what do we do about that, I think, is what the key is. Now, there was this one slide that our friends at Dimensional Funds put out. Here's what I don't think we should be doing about that. And obviously, everybody's individual results, everybody's individual plan should be heated, and you want to make sure that you're getting specific advice. So this is not your specific tax advice, legal advice, financial advice, cooking advice, marital advice. It doesn't fall under any of those categories. But something that you should know when we're dealing with recessions is recessions are not a reason to sell. This chart, which might be a little hard for you to see if you're looking on your phone right now, but let's think about this. Are we heading into a recession? We've had a century of data here, and economic cycles tell us that basically that we might be in one before economists even say that we're in that position. So no disrespect to Jamie Dimon here, but we might not even know that we're in a recession when we're actually in a recession. But one of the best predictors of the economy is the stock market. Remember, the economy is what's going on with the world right now. The stock market is what people are predicting is going to happen in the future. That's my rule of thumb there. Markets tend to go down before we're actually in a recession, and they start climbing before the actual economy climbs. So as this chart shows, basically, the returns have often been positive while you're in a recession. So yes, you're in a recession, but then the market picks up and it's already doing better while you're still in the recession, because often it's outlook. Now, whether it's accompanied by a recession or it's not, these downturns, they are uncomfortable. This is not a good time. When you hear the joke about 401ks turning into 201ks, I get it. It's a very uncomfortable time. They're unsettling. But this is where you've got to be disciplined, because over the last century, when US markets have been in this recession, they've actually averaged positive returns 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years after we have this steep decline. So like a year after the S&P 500 crosses into bear market territory, which is basically a 20% drop, it actually rebounds by 20% on average. And after 5 years, those returns average over 70%. Remember, past performance is no guarantee of future results. I get that too. But we do have 100 years of data on this too. So it's not like you don't want to necessarily throw caution to the wind. You don't want to panic. You want to know what your actual plan is, your investment philosophy, your investment plan, and make sure you're sticking to your plan, your investment horizon. Some of those things are tried and true. towards the year end, you want to make sure you're being conscious of taxes, obviously. Now, here's the last thing that I'm going to leave you with. When we're convinced that everything is going down, the S&P 500 was down as of, say, September 23rd. That's what I looked up. As of September 23rd, the S&P 500 was down 23%. Now, when people hear that, they assume that all 504 of the stocks were actually down 23%. Some might assume that all stocks are down by some percentage. But if you check out slickcharts.com, as of September 23rd, 2022, 89 of the 500 stocks, so not quite 20%, but 89 of those 500 stocks, they were actually in positive territory year to date. And then 17 of those were actually up 25%. Two of them were up over 100%. Now, you don't want to be the one stuck not holding those or without those when you're holding the ones that are going down. So this goes back to our adage about diversification. But investors need to look inside of the indexes or indices, not just the overall numbers, because sometimes when you generalize things, when you average things, you don't get the whole picture. Now, if you've got an advisor, if you've got a plan, if you've got strategies that you're going to implement and you know when to hold them and you know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Thank you, Kenny Rogers. Well, now you're in good shape for that next rebound whenever that does happen. So I hope this helps you with a little bit of confidence to stay the course. We are working on our year end and our tax planning update. So keep an eye out for that information. And those of you who are clients of Shah Total Planning and specifically Beacon Wealth Solutions, keep an eye out for the pie. So if we haven't gotten your pie orders yet, we got to get them in before the end of the month. So please reach out to us if we have not got those as well yet. Thank you so much. I hope this helps you to stay a little bit calm. I hope you're bundling up out there. We got nice, sunny, crisp days itself. And if there's anything that we could do for you, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you next week on Shah Planet.